taken thousands of photos and portraits and lifestyle shots, and I continue to learn. And what I've especially done in the last 2 years or so that let me learn and progress much faster. So when I used to go shoot, I used to think, this is what used to go through my head: rule of thirds, leading lines, one subject, negative space, framing, fill the frame, depth, something in the foreground. And now when I go to a location, what goes through my head is emotion, moments, energy, and story. So I think of it as like we want to capture emotion, moments, energy, and story with rule of thirds, leading lines, negative space, framing, fill the frame, depth. So I never used to think about emotion, moments, energy, and story. If you're only thinking about the rules, then you're very limited to your subject. If your subject is boring, if what you're shooting is kind of boring, there's no amount of leading lines that's going to make that subject interesting. So I think the rules get kind of ingrained into you, and then shooting becomes much more of a feeling, if it feels right or not, and the rules are just sort of ingrained into your subconscious. So yeah, emotion, moments, story, and energy. And I realized this pretty quick, and I continue to really see this as great images. It's the details that make great images. So I used to save images and think I could recreate them by just standing in the same position, putting a model in the same position, and just thinking it would like come off the same, but then it's just never quite the same or nearly as good. And it's all these really small details like the props and the model and the outfits and the color and the lighting. Sometimes it's the tiniest things, the tiniest prop, the tiniest bit of color that really makes the shots look good. A lot of my photos used to be too perfect, so I would make sure there was nothing else in frame. The photos, if you do that, lack quite a bit of character. So this photo, for example, looks great. I really like the photo. And then a year later, I was scrolling through, I saw this photo, and I was like, I like this photo even more because it's imperfect, it has character, and it now tells a story. When you take a photo, there are two stories happening. So whatever you shoot in the frame, and then there's the story of the photographer who took the photo as well. So you want to develop your taste and your style. I think it was Kanye. If it can be in someone else's feed, it can't be in yours. And the way you develop it is just how I do it is a lot of inputs. You're saving and organizing and you're categorizing just everything that is capturing your attention and letting you get to the next level. And then that's how you'll find your own style faster. I want to have a really broad perspective and just have heaps of inputs from these amazing creators. That way I'm more likely to discover my style or taste or go in different directions that I love. So the sooner you find your style, the better. And find your style fast. So I recommend, I'm still not there, but you look everywhere online and you categorize and you save and you become very organized in what is inspiring you and drawing you and wants to make you creative. Well, there's people right now that will soon be your favorite photographers and you will wish you had found them sooner. This is what I've learned, how I continue to plan to learn to become a better photographer, portrait photographer, lifestyle photographer, street photographer.